I'm working as a cloud data engineer with my firm. I'm working on two different clouds right now, AWS and Azure. So on Azure, we provide solutions like complete end-to-end pipelines, data solutions, ETL pipelines, and those kind of solutions. How to clean data and make the data useful for further use cases, maybe to transfer into Power BI or to machine learning. So those kind of work I'm doing from last 6-7 years, and I'm providing solutions from designing level and also implementing those solutions. And before actually going ahead into this demo, so it will be good if I can know about you guys, maybe a little introduction, like how much experience you guys hold and what kind of technologies currently you are using. So I like it will help me to guide you better in future. So maybe Uday, we can start from you. Or yeah, Kranti, please go ahead.
No, I just okay. Those I can start, no problem.
Hello all, my name is Uday. I'm using Microsoft Business Intelligence for like past 6-7 years, I think, and actually even more than that, I believe. Yeah, and I'm using Power BI quite frequently as well. So that's my experience.
Okay, thanks Uday.
I have overall 10 years of experience, like 6 years I'm with SQL and with Power BI also. Yeah, that's it pretty much. And this is Kranti.
Yeah, thanks Kranti. Avi?
Hi, I'm Avi. So I'm currently working as manager. So I'm looking after the business intelligence and the information team. So I'm from a developer background. So I've got close to 10 years of experience in SQL and the BI stack, but everything have been on-prem. So nothing, no experience over cloud, Azure, or the platform.
Okay. So thanks guys. Thanks for the introduction. So yeah, I'm just going to provide you details like what tools and pieces we are going to cover in this course. This is not. Yeah. So in this course, we are going to cover the part of data engineering on cloud, and for cloud, we are going to refer Azure cloud, and we are going to start this with a little bit basics introductions of Python. And this is necessary as we go ahead and write some codes in Python or PySpark, maybe using Data Factory or in Azure Synapse tools. So there we might need the knowledge of Python and PySpark. So I'll be covering this Python first in the starting of the classes, and then PySpark I'll be covering as and when needed. So that will be covered in this course. So in the Python, we are going to start with methods, some string manipulations ideas, because this we need in data engineering field day to day, because we need to transform our data, working with different kind of files, reading those things, creating data frames from those files, manipulating that data frames and writing it back to some desired locations, and some various mostly used data frame methods. And we are going to see this each and everything quite hands-on, and we are going to cover various scenarios and many pieces of code we are going to write in this Python basics classes. This will take around 3 to 4 days. And then after this, once we are good with Python, once we know how to write Python codes, we are going to start with the introduction of cloud computing. Like what is cloud computing, how it called, evolved, and what are the benefits of cloud computing that it completely disrupted in the market in the last few years. And then we will come specific to our cloud, which is Azure for now. We'll see its architecture, its core architecture. That is, I mean, nothing related to data engineering specifically, but it will be a core architecture, and which is necessary to understand about this. So we'll see what are the regions, region pairs, and how to utilize those things, how why regions were created, and how they are divided into multiple availability zones and how they are divided into multiple data centers. What are the actual scenarios which, or what are the benefits of such kind of architecture when we divide our cloud into multiple pieces. We'll see resource groups and resource details in Azure cloud. What are the subscriptions in cloud? What kind of various subscriptions we can use, and what are the benefits of those? How to create different subscriptions for different projects or different resource groups. So those things we are going to see, and then we'll see management groups too. All these things are very specifically to Azure. This kind of like resource groups, subscriptions, and management groups, you will not see in other clouds. So this is very specific to your Azure. Regions and availability zones and data centers, you can say it's common thing, and every cloud provider does this. So we'll see this like for day one or day two, maybe we are going to see the very basics of cloud, their benefits, their architecture, and I'll tell you how to create a free Azure account. And maybe then we are going to go through the consoles of Azure, and we are going to see how we can navigate into cloud consoles, and to get a look and feel of that and get our hands dirty, we are going to go through some console access then. After that, we'll see what are the Azure storage accounts. So we are going to create Azure storage accounts. We are going to create Azure Data Lake storage accounts. We'll compare between these two accounts. We'll see what kind of access tiers, what kind of ways of accessing data we have. Different blob storage accounts we have, table storage account, file storage accounts. We'll see how to create those things, how to upload data into that, how to download data from those things, how to write some queries on top of our table APIs. What are the use cases of your Azure storage accounts? How to provide proper access to others? How to create shared access signatures? How to create or some security for your account? How data is getting encrypted, and how a business is actually using these blob storage accounts, or you can say object level storage accounts in real cases. So we are going to discuss about that also. And obviously, this is going to be completely hands-on, as I mentioned earlier. We'll see how they are priced, how we can optimize on the price side also. So you can say very deep level we are going to create. We are going to go through in this Azure storage accounts. Once we are done with this Azure storage accounts, the next topic will be Azure database service. So this is our database service in cloud. So as you guys already worked on SQLs, most of you have worked on SQL. So we'll see what is the difference between on-premise database and the cloud-based database. Why these cloud-based databases are getting so much famous now these days, why they are required by most of the organizations, how they are priced, how we can launch those, how we can connect with these services, how to upload data, or how we can run some queries on those things. So we'll get complete look and feel of this. We'll create some queries here. We'll understand how to write EDLs, DMLs, and how to provide proper access to our databases, how we can optimize our databases for cost, because everything in because I'm saying cost every time, because everything on cloud is you can say kind of rented basis. You are not owner of those services. So when you are renting something, you should rent it carefully, and only much that you require, you should rent only that part. So cost savings are a very crucial part in clouds, and we should be careful about these things also. Then we are going to understand the use cases of Azure database service. So with these use cases, we'll get to know when these services, when to use Azure database service, or when to look for some other options maybe. And I am focusing on use cases again and again, because it is good to know what in cloud, like you know what is a storage account, what is databases, but it is very must to know when to use these things, because there's no right or wrong in your clouds. It just depends on use cases to use cases, client to client, and different requirements have different set of solutions. And same solutions we can actually approach with different tools or technologies, but which one is best, which one is covering which one is providing high flexibility, which one is easy to adapt, or which one is most cost efficient for clients. So those things we will see in use cases also. So after that, we are going to go in details about other services such as Data Factory. I'll introduce you with Azure Data Factory, and then we are going to understand about ETL, like why ETL is nowadays getting famous, and what is the purpose of ETL, how it is benefiting the businesses, how we create data lakes in clouds, and how to provide some transformation logics to our cloud, and what we are actually achieving from that. Because understanding code and writing code is okay part, but we should understand why businesses is preferring cloud, and what is benefits of ETL, and how we are utilizing the data to get some business insight generated for us, and how to use those business insights for the benefits of organizations. So in this, we'll focus on Azure Data Factory, which is an ETL tool provided by Azure Cloud, and we'll see how to we'll see mapping of data flows, connecting Azure Data Factory with different Azure services like Azure Storage Account, Azure Databases, and Azure Synapse Analytics. For an example, we'll work with various sort of files like CSV, Parquet, and JSON. We'll see and understand the concepts like when to use CSV files, when to use Parquet files, what are the differences between these three files, why different sort of file formats were required, and which one to use in which use case. So we are going to see these things in great detail when we start with Azure Data Factory. We'll see, I'll introduce you self-hosted runtimes, what are these, how to utilize those things. So we are going to cover complete, you can say complete 4 to 5 days we'll spend on Azure Data Factory, and we'll get our hands dirty. Everything will be hands-on basis. I'll be providing codes also, and we'll see how to create basic pipelines using Azure Data Factory, and then we'll see some advanced level of pipelines also using the Azure Data Factory. And after Azure Data Factory, we are going to cover our next service, which is going to be Azure Synapse Analytics. This course introduction, I'm just keeping in a very sequence. So first we push our data on clouds, which in the form of data lakes or storage accounts. So that we'll cover first. Then we do some basic queries on those. If required for those, we use databases. Then we do transformations. So for that, I introduce you with Data Factory, and after that, analytical parts come into most of the projects. So it's Azure Synapse, which is providing you data warehousing solutions in cloud of Azure. So I'll introduce you. So what is data warehousing first? Why it is important nowadays, and what are the differences between data warehousing and databases like traditional databases that we were having? What was the, you can say, limitations of those databases that we could not do analyticals 10 to 15 years back? Like the same approaches was there, but why we were not able to execute those approaches? So we are going to discuss about that, some theories and some concepts there. And after that, we are going to see how we can go ahead and create a Synapse workspace in Azure Cloud. What kind of windows we have, what kind of different options we have, like data solutions. And here we can actually go ahead and create different types of compute options, like your SQL databases we can use our SQL data warehouses, we can use Spark for our data storage. We can connect and load data from our storage containers, and we can work with some external tables. So all these use cases, all these things we are going to see hands-on, and what are the different ways of partitioning our data in Azure Synapse, and what are the use cases and benefits of partitions in Azure Synapse, and understanding the Spark here. So I'll introduce you Apache Spark and how to write Apache Spark codes, and what are the benefits of Spark solutions and how it differs from your normal Python solutions. So we are going to take care of those things here in this part of Azure Synapse, and this is going to take around 4 to 5 days of our time, and we'll see each and everything here about the Synapse solutions. And then it will be Databricks. So it is again one of a different service, not so different in use cases. So you can relate this with your combination of data factory and Azure Synapse. So with this actually we can again go ahead and create some solutions based on data, writing some codes and working with ETL parts, working with our data frames, creating Spark solutions, connecting with different AWS service, the different Azure services. My bad, it's actually Azure Database, my bad. And then we'll see how we can again go ahead and keep its pricing control and optimize this for our faster executions and providing some good solution. And we'll also compare this with our other two solutions that we have, like in which use cases we should go for Azure Database and which use cases we should go for your Synapse solution. So what client prefers and which one is right at for which use cases, because there's no right and wrong. As I mentioned, you can use any of the tools which you have available, but it's just the right solution for right time or right use cases, you can say. And that we need to understand, like how we can decide like which piece of our cloud service is going to help us better in this use case. Because for same problem we can have, as I mentioned, we can have 2 or 3 solutions, but which one is going to be more optimized, more cost, more cheaper in cost wise, and more easy to implement, and how much control we want on that solutions. Those are the factors we will learn, that how to decide those factors and how to choose the pieces of our technology. So we are going to do that. And once this is done, we are going to see Azure Event Hubs, what are the event hubs and how to pass events. What is the difference between batch processing of your data or live processing of your data, benefits of live processing of your data, use cases of when to utilize live processing of data, how we can send events, receive events, and how we can connect these things with Azure Data Factory or maybe some other services, how to transform data on live tools, and how to send it to visualization tools like Power BI and all those things. So we are going to cover live data with help of Azure Event Hub, and this is going to be start of our live data processing. And then we have one more service in Azure, which is called Azure Event Analytics. So we are going to see about that also. And once all the services which is about storing our data, managing our data, transforming data, or data warehousing databases or data storage solutions, after these things we are going to cover our one of the very important part in cloud, which is security of your cloud, because security of our cloud data is responsibility of us. We cannot compromise our data which is we are storing on clouds. So we see how to utilize Key Vault service. What is Key Vault service? How we can provide some encryptions on Azure Data Factory, how to do data masking on Azure Synapse. We'll see Synapse data discovery and classification, how we can utilize those. Azure AD is you can say a main backbone of your Azure security, how to provide access using Azure AD. What is Azure AD? How organizations are using this Azure AD for one-time login on all your security, different types of row or level, different types of level security on your data, maybe a row level security and column level security, which one to use in which cases, and how to implement these things. How we can utilize IAM services of Azure to provide role-based access control. So all these things we are going to see in the security part. And this is also a very important thing. As a data engineer, we cannot compromise our data which we have on clouds or anywhere, because this data is important to our clients, and we cannot go ahead and keep it open for the others or other, like we cannot go ahead and keep it open on internet, so others can simply go and hack it around this and see its data and forget about the internet users. Maybe in the same project you want to have different access for different users. Maybe you want to have different access for developers, and you want to have different access for your business persons, and maybe different business persons have different sort of level of access. So we will see how we can implement those things using the Azure security, and how we can utilize these tools to manage our things. Then final part will be monitoring and optimizing of our Azure cloud. We'll see how we can monitor our various jobs, various ETL pipelines that we create on our database signups or maybe anything, how much data we are storing, how much cost we are paying, how we can utilize these monitoring tools to improve our process and go ahead with a better option. So those things we are going to see in this part. So for those, we are going to use Azure Monitor. We will see some optimization techniques using Azure Synapse, related caching, and Azure Data Factories monitoring. We'll see how to see those various metrics and understand those metrics to decide like what we are planning next and how we can optimize these things. We will see how we can plan some various alerts and metrics, like when some services is going on some specific threshold. So we want to send alerts to our team, like this service is currently using more than 70% of resources or 80% of resources, and either we should see why it is happening, or we should go ahead and scale this or to accommodate more computing power or more storage power. We'll see Azure Key Vault service, what it is, how we can utilize this to keep our secrets, and how we can connect with Azure Key Vault and get our secrets, and how not to openly save our passwords and other details. And we'll see Azure Streams Analytics monitoring, how we can go ahead and do monitorings on live data, various metrics and security features we are going to see here. And after we are finished with this, all the course, in the final, we are going to do a project which is going to be very similar to your real-time projects that we plan. I'll give you a real-time problem, and then we are going to solve that together. And in that, you will get the idea like how a complete solution is designed, how these services are used for different steps, and how they are connected to each other, and to create our final solutions here. So this is what we are going to cover in this course. Now, if you have any questions, you can definitely go ahead and ask me. Hello.
Sorry, a quick question from me. How
Yeah.
much time are we going to be spending on each and every one of these topics?
So around in 5 weeks, we are going to cover all topics. So as per the length of topics and importance, so like as I mentioned, Databricks, Synapse, and Data Factory are the most important, and they are huge. They have various, you can say, functionalities and features that we have to learn. So for those, you can say 4 to 5 days each. And other services, you can say 1 or 2 days, because they are small and they are easy to understand. And we are also going to use the services with the Data Factory and Synapse Analytics. So they'll be kind of repetitive. So in 25.
So sorry. Well, you mean 4 to 5 days? Is it like each and every day is a 2-hour session? Is that right, or is it 8 hours?
No, it's not going to be 8-hour session. So it's going to be 1 or 2 hours of session each day.
Sure.
Timings we can decide.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Any questions from anyone? Uday, Kranti, any questions do you have?
All good from me.
Just want to check regarding the timings if you want to start, Ganesh, because like I already mentioned to you, we are based in UK. So just wanted to check, like, what would be the proposal for, like, if you want to go ahead, when what would be the timings?
In this case, like Uday, you can let me know what is your availability. You can give me just any of 2 slots, so that we can discuss with Mr. Jalaj, and I'll get back to you.
Okay.
You can check with your friends and let me know what time it will be
Sure.
preferable for you. At least any 2 slots.
Okay. Okay.
And also you can also like keep in mind that like it will be 5.5 difference. So it should be worth for like both of us, the timings part mainly.
Sure, Ganesh. Yeah, I will check with them and I will let you know. But yeah, okay.
Yeah, Kranti also is fine with any timings, but yeah, if you can confirm me, then so that I'll check with Mr. Kranti also, then I'll discuss
Sure.
with Mr. Jalaj and we'll start as soon as possible. So Avinash something, right? Do you have any questions?
No, nothing from me.
Okay. Kranti, do you have any questions?
No.
Okay. Sure then. Then we'll wind up for now. And Uday, you can check with them and you can let me know as soon as possible. Maybe
Sure,
within a day
definitely.
today. Today by end of the day or time. Then I'll talk to both of them, like Kranti and Jalaj. Then we can plan accordingly.
Sorry,
Sure.
can you share these slides with us, please, if that's okay?
No, your voice is breaking.
No. He's
Oh, sorry,
asking
I
if
was
you if it's
asking.
possible to share the slides that he presented today.
Yeah, we can. I'll share the recording video as well as this slide as both. I'll share it.
Yeah, that will be
Sure.
brilliant. Thank you, Ganesh.
Ganesh.
Thank you.
Okay,
Thank
then.
you.
Thank you, Ivan.
Thank you.
Jalaj, let me speak to them. I'll come up with the timings then.
Yeah, sure, Ganesh. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Jalaj. Thanks for your time.